do this, but it's essentially living in a simulation. A lot of this stuff is made up. Like laws, they're arbitrary. And have you ever noticed how not everybody has to follow them? You ever notice that? They're arbitrary. It's like they pull it. It's like the alien card. They pull it out of their back pocket when they need to use it. Step out of line and I'll get you for jaywalking. Step out of line and I'll get you for not using your blinker. Meanwhile, that police officer drives drunk every weekend. Just doesn't get caught. Until they do. And even then, their buddy will probably just pull them over and then let them go. Who knows? You don't know. And, I mean, obviously there's nobody in these files have been arrested, so law clearly doesn't apply to them. Doesn't even apply in the UK. So I probably the whole world is a simulation. You know, we used to feel thankful and grateful that we weren't in North Korea because, man, we thought how crazy would it be to be in a place where you don't have access to outside information and you can't, everything is planned for you and it's basically a fake world and you don't know anything else about the outside world. How crazy would that be? The irony in that is everybody who was saying that was literally doing the exact same thing, except they're under the illusion that they're not. Everybody thinks that they have free will and they have a choice. You don't. You don't. We don't even have free speech. We don't have free speech. That's why you get shadow banned. That's why you get like Valhalla, who's live. He can't even go live now because he mentioned some governor in Florida. You're not allowed to talk about things you're not supposed to talk about. So freedom of speech, where? Where? It doesn't exist at all. It didn't exist for Charlie Kirk. Didn't exist for Valhalla. Doesn't exist for everybody who's shadow banned. And it certainly probably won't exist for me because when I post this video, YouTube's going to be like, oh, no. We cannot have people hearing about how disgraceful we are and how we can't be trusted. No, the people are supposed to be distracted by the aliens, guys. We can't have people listening to this crap. I mean, seriously, you guys, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. That's why I got these dark circles. Like, I am up at night thinking about how we're literally living in a simulation that is rigged against us to just be a perpetual slave for pedophiles. And now they want me to be interested in aliens that they've always known about. Because essentially we've all been in the Truman Show and we're all starting to ask questions like Truman did when the light fell. If you haven't seen the Truman Show movie, go watch it. The light fell and he's like, that's weird. That just, a light camera thing just fell straight out of the sky. Then he starts noticing things are weird and different. And then next thing you know, he realizes, oh wow, this was all made up and I've been in some show my whole life. My whole life is fake. We're in the phase of the light fell and we're all just trying to test the waters. And I think we all have, at least for me personally, I'm in the part, we're all in our different stage of the Truman Show. We're all in a different stage. Some people are like, oh, the light just fell. And they're like, that was weird. Some people have already escaped it. And they're like, yeah, I'm well aware. And I'm out of the show. Those people are usually, they probably left the country and or are not with us anymore in some way or another. Or they're actually the people pulling the strings. And then there's the people that are like me, where I'm like, okay, I already seen the light fall. I already started asking the questions. I already figured it out. I know I'm in the Truman Show. I'm figuring out how to find the door that lets me out of the Truman Show. And I believe that door is the files. That's why they don't want us talking about the files. They don't want us talking about the files because they don't want us going through that door. They don't want us peeking behind the curtain that shows exactly what's been going on. They don't want people to know that they've been working their whole lives for nothing. That they've been perpetually in debt and it wasn't their fault. To some extent. That it's not, just stop drinking coffee at Starbucks and you'll be fine. That was a lie. That was made up to make it feel like, to gaslight you into thinking that it's your fault, that the economy is crap, that they won't tell you. They'll say it's doing just fine. If anything is bad. Have you seen the Dow lately? Have you seen the Dow? It's 50. The S&P. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? They're not going to tell you the economy's bad. They're going to tell you it's great. They're going to gaslight you and gaslight you and gaslight you. And we've seen it on full display with Pam Bondi last week when she was being asked about the victims and asked if she could stand up and apologize, acknowledge them. And she responds with, Donald Trump is the most transparent The gaslighting was on full display. The reasonable doubt is plenty reasonable. People need to start waking up and realizing that we need to go and find this door. Find the door. We need to get out. And yeah, the whole thing, once we find this door, the show is going to be over, folks. Like, there is no Truman Show without Truman. There is no Truman Show without Truman. If we are all collectively Truman, once we walk through that door and we realize that we were part of some show that we were unaware of, didn't give consent to be in, that benefited everybody who was running the show, and we decide we don't want to be part of the show anymore, yeah, the show's over. The show's over because now I would have to fake it in order to be in your show. Who the heck is going to do that? Nobody's going to go back to, like, Valhalla said it perfectly today on his show. The toothpaste is out of the tube at this point. Nobody's going to go back to their regular day job that they hate and their second job that they also hate to try and get ahead on bills that they can never get ahead on, to get further in debt that they can't pay off, so that you can keep enriching yourself and go on your 54th vacation this year. Nobody's going to do that. People are going, you are going to see essentially a revolution. And guess what? They know that. They know that more than you know that. Okay? That's why they're distracting you with the aliens. That's why they're pulling the aliens out of the back pocket. Okay? Okay. That's my opinion as to why we're talking about aliens now. All right. I'm going to get off my soapbox. You guys all have a nice weekend. I will see you guys back next week. Stay cool.